I am almost live. Just waiting for the video to load here. I could cut out these awkward like beginning bits, but whatever. We're here. Alright, so. I'm continuing this like weird nonsense series. Let me grab my pen pad thing. I'm very happy. I'm becoming a lot more casual about this. Like when I first started, I was like terrified of being observed. I'm like calming down a lot. This is entry 45. So what? It only took like 45 hours for me to relax enough to talk into the camera. That's cool, I guess. So the idea for today, scribble. I don't know what brush I want to use even yet. We're kind of starting this. I don't want to do pixels. Starting this fresh. I'm gonna use something like this. I'm not sure exactly. I'm thinking like maybe a cross pattern. I don't like that brush though. Something like this maybe. I think this is the right size. Let me double check. Document information. Oops, nope. Not what I'm looking for. Properties. 1680 by 1200. This should be the same. Oh, it's not. That's a mistake. New. I think it's also 7 by 5. Let's make sure. Then I convert it back to pixels. Yeah. Yeah, this is the size I want to work out. I don't know what brush to use yet. These sketching brushes were fun the other time. To do this. These might be a little bit better because I think they might be brighter. Yeah, they're much brighter. These aren't though, for some reason. I kind of don't like how this is so dark. And these are kind of awkwardly large. Maybe if I put the opacity down, then I can do something cooler with that. I like the textures that has. What else is there? I'm kind of using this as an excuse to play with brushes too. Maybe you do this. I kind of like this texture. Let's put on the size some. I shouldn't think too hard about this because I want to do a few more of these before I move on to a different project still. That's kind of neat. This is cool too, but it doesn't, I don't like how it doesn't overlap. It's kind of painful to look at. just trying to find a nice brush to play with here. Maybe I just kind of, I like the idea of just doing X's maybe this time. So I'm gonna look for a nice brush that I can do that with. Where was I before? I was on Sketch, I think. And I kind of like the idea of doing X's with this. Oops. Hmm. Okay, let's do this. Cool. One thing I like about this is that it's very easy. I don't need to think very hard. I can kind of just do it all at this point, you know. I'm thinking a little bit though. As with the last images, I want to make sure there's no obvious edge. So I feel like that detracts something from the image, but if there's an obvious edge, yeah, there we go. I could also switch it up a little bit by going right or left and right. I think it adds something different to the texture of the brush stroke, just because of how I start and end it. But it's not super obvious that I'm not sure it matters. Yeah. Yeah, this is a very simple series I'm doing. I'm kind of having fun with it though. Literally just a bunch of expanding on the ideas of Deleuze, difference and repetition. I think I've heard that before somewhere else. I forget where now. I thought I'd have to Google it. Art is repetition, basically. Or like something becomes artful when it's repeated. If you look at Andy Warhol's stuff, you can kind of see an example in his work. How he makes like a can of soup look like art by displaying it under a bunch of different filters. The same can or similar cans. I have another thought here. What happens if I make it a little bit more scribble a little bit harder here. Not that hard. These are on the back layer. I might need a different brush to do that like I wanted. I'm just going to continue what I'm doing here. This looks cool to me. And yeah, I'm just going to fill in the blank areas basically. Let's go pink. People who are afraid to use pink are scared of their masculinity being broken, but I'm not. I like these colors, they're fun. Now let's just fill in spots with the largest white spaces with not exactly random but almost random colors. And let's see where it fits. Oops. Let's go a little bit darker purple. This might look cooler if I kind of need more variety already. I don't know. We'll continue this. 10 minutes in already. We'll go to white for a moment. Just to break up some shapes. It's not obvious where these white X's are, which is it's just what it is, I guess. It'll be more obvious where these are after I add more color and stuff. I feel like I'm missing some dark. I kind of like how the other one looked already, the circle scribbles. But this is better than my first attempt, which was this like calling it crosses and circles. I like how this one looked. I think the brush is nice. It kind of has a chalk look to it. I'm not sure about this one yet. I could just take it to an extreme and see what happens. I'm gonna play with another idea quick here. Maybe it'll look cooler if I just use a different brush. Maybe that's the issue. I feel like this is gonna be too much. Maybe I do like crazy big background and then a lighter foreground, I think is the word I'm looking for. I like some of this. It's already softer, a little bit easier on the eyes. Oh, I want a blue, dark blue. Now I could like play with the idea of mixing them together somehow after. Or I could just keep it like this. Yeah, so this is a video 45, I believe. I think I might have missed a video by accident there. I don't know. It's not such a big deal that it matters, but if it did, whatever, you know. Oops, that's too big. So, yeah, we're just going based on feel here still. There is a correct and wrong way to do this, which means I'm doing something. I'm not just doing something random. Even if that's like entirely arbitrary, there, you know, the feeling's there. I need to change that. I'm getting a little bit particular now. But yeah, we just continue. Let's get some oranges. I had a good night last night. I reconnected with a good friend. She shared some of her written spoken word poetry, and I very much enjoyed it. It was very I liked it a lot. I'm liking something about this now, so let's continue. I need to make sure the core edges are what's the word? There's no obvious edge. I'll go back to black for a moment. That's it. I'm kind of hitting all the black here. soon I want to change my brushes. I want to go to a smaller size, I think, because this is kind of it's getting hard to tell. Oops. Let me fix that. Back to white for a moment. Yeah, so the matcha tea I'm really enjoying too. It kind of makes yeah, it's stimulating, but it's not jittery, which I think is very necessary. Oh, good stuff. I don't like that. This corner piece I just did by accident there. Do that, and then I'll kind of bring back some of the black pieces. Like overlapping some of these black and white, what do you call these, X's? It's gonna look cool. Okay, I'm almost done with this. Let's go back. Go like half size, and then we'll just continue like this. I want to go back to white for a moment. Don't think too much about it. Just making repetitive colors, repetitive patterns. And it's okay if they overlap with their same color, but I'm kind of trying to avoid that. Not like the plague though. Like you see, that one's like right overlapping, which is maybe I don't like that. This is a little bit less interesting than my first attempts here, I think. There's something more natural about the original scribbles. I like how they flowed a little bit better, I think. I don't know. Gray is a weird color to add to this, but I think it might be interesting. It's weird to call gray an interesting color, but when you're surrounded by colors, a non-color can maybe be interesting. Yeah. I'm keeping track of the time a little bit. I don't know if I want to spend a full hour scribbling this, or I want to do half an hour, then try another kind of scribble. I want to keep scribbling today. That's my plan. But I want to see where that goes. I could make this smaller too now. Might be more interesting. Keep it It's still the same idea. It's difference, repetition. Oops, the red. The smaller I get, the harder this becomes because I have to draw more to fill in more space, or the same space. I have to do a lot more movement here. And bring out the blue. And because like these X's are a little bit more mentally, there's a little bit more mental exercise than just doing like this other scribbles I was doing. Surprisingly, in a weird way. We're just thinking a little bit more about it today. I'm gonna bring out some black now. Oops. That looks like a T. Get rid of that one. Let's fix it. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. X marks the spot. The edges of this image are looking kind of weird still. My color choice is very random. My placement is fairly random too. My hand's cramping. Jesus. No, I have some faith in the idea here, though. Difference in repetition. There's a little bit more than that. It's also the ideas of chaos out of order, or order out of chaos, sorry. So I guess you can look at that in a few different ways. There's a lot of variation here, so depending how hard I press my pen down, the opacity changes. There's a color difference and there's the size difference. Let me do like a lighter, whatever this color is. Pull some reds out. Again, we're trying to fill in the edges here. The edges, I don't like how they look. These X's also feel quite a bit unnatural. I want to do something like something more like that. I'm gonna continue this for another 5 minutes and then we'll switch it up. I have a little bit of a different idea along the similar lines. I want to break up these larger collections of colors. I want these X's to be visible. Let's come back to white. There's my mouse. Come back to white. And we'll do. I'll fix that one. I'm starting to like this a little bit more. It's also starting to hurt my eyes a little bit more. The edges are kind of maybe it's good that they're a little bit more or less defined in the center. The center is a lot more chaotic. Oh, I messed up right here. This little curvy bit. I'm gonna try and hide that. I don't like that little curvy bit. It's okay though. Let's do that. I'm gonna be a little bit more intentional now. Where is that curvy bit? There. A little bit more intentional. Not a whole lot more because there's still a lot of just. This is mostly effort. There's not really much skill. Yeah, so there's not too much to it. It's just repeat. And then hoping eventually there's something interesting that comes out of this. I think I'm kind of nearing the end of how much value I can kind of extract from this idea. Change colors up. Try to get rid of some of these big blocks of color in the center. I think I focus on the center now and then let it kind of fade out naturally at the edges. Like kind of fairly chaotically at the edges, yeah. That's what nice. I should think about trying to make these streams a little bit more interactive. So I'm not sure exactly. There's no real incentive to watch these, to be fair. I'm still getting some value out of it myself, just to not be as worried about being watched, I guess. I can kind of, I'm getting something out of that, yeah. Oh, I messed up. It's getting a little bit harder to tell where I mess up here. But I can still kind of tell. Switch colors up. Might be cool if I kind of focus on the black center here. And then it kind of fades out to a more less defined, brighter edge. I can kind of see a circular pattern here forming. Maybe I play with this idea. I don't want pure black though. I can add a lot more black though still. Oops. Let's do a. I like the color blue. Let's go to blue. I'll make this darker, like a dark blue. I'm gonna zoom in here now. I'm gonna start to get rid of some of these white colors here. I'm reminded of the song Painted Black. Who sings that? It's a good song though. Let's go to here and get dark into. Let's do some dark greens now. And the idea here is just I want a lot of complexity in the center, and I want it to fade out into a less complex, brighter outside. I'm going to create like a temporary circle here, just so I can kind of more easily follow this. Right here is where I want most of the complexity to be. And I kind of have an idea here, so let's just continue this until the end of the video. It is not rocket science. It doesn't need to be perfectly circular either. In fact, I think it's better if it's not perfectly circular. But I want to be fairly circular. Yeah, I need more dark colors. I can even focus on the center here, so I want most complexity directly in the center, and the darkest colors directly in the center. You can kind of like spiral of X's out, and that kind of should I'm kind of making crosses by accident now. It's okay. Those are curving a bit too much. Again, anyone who accidentally stumbles into this is going to think I'm just going insane, but it's okay. I probably am. So I want to make sure I have I need a little bit more whites here too. I don't want them to get too lost in the sauce. I want the whites mostly on the outside of this circle though. So I'll do something like this. Oops. Yeah, I very much enjoy expressionism. It's I feel like you can do it in a way that is also intellectual, potentially, but you don't have to. You can just kind of feel it, you know. And if it feels good, then it is good. That is art. And sometimes it can feel bad, and that's art too. So there's no like correct way to do it really. As long as you're invoking a feeling, you're doing it right, which is what I like about art. Hmm. Do, 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 do. Um, so I keep making the similar small mistakes, which is okay because you make enough of them, it looks you start to create a pattern of mistakes, right? And then it becomes intentional, becomes natural rather than a mistake. Yeah, a natural, organic form. Yeah, and with expressionism in particular, you can get away with a lot because it's more about natural construction sometimes than it is about artificial beauty or whatever. Does that make sense? I wonder. I'm gonna get a ban another viewer today. There's always at the end of these. There's been like someone trying to sell me bots keep popping up, which I think is funny. I want to create some smaller white spots on the edges of this, just to break it up a tiny bit. And more pure black color in the center, and radiating outwards from the center. I'm trying to get rid of all these bright colors now, at least in the center here. Oops, that's a triangle. I also find this like very meditative. It's simple, but you can't. You gotta pay attention, otherwise you're gonna be creating the wrong. You're gonna be creating new shapes as you go. Maybe that could have been part of the exercise too, is less intentional. But I'm enjoying the intention here. Yeah. Let's go red, and we'll do like a darker red. A little bit more on the outliers here, the outlying spots here. Um, this is where some knowledge of shading comes in, because trying to shade from dark into light. This is such a weird thing to enjoy, but I do actually enjoy this process. There's something about this I don't hate, which is cool. Let's go darker again. I need to get rid of all this white space in the back here. I could have overlapped these a bit better too, a bit more, I mean. Whoops. At this point, you can't really see the X's, but I'm going to continue the pattern for my own sake. I'm almost enjoying this than the other kinds of art I was doing. More than, yeah. Because it kind of seems to make more sense to me. Like the direction is a lot more obvious. And I kind of like when things are more obvious sometimes. Let's go darker, a little bit of darker red here. Kind of play around the edges here. I think this is going to be me making X's for a full hour. That seems to make sense because I like the direction here. The only thing left to do is more, you know, just more of the same. Let's go dark purple. Oops. I have a habit of like, part of me wants to make these curved, but it's just an X. No matter where it is, it's still just an X shape. I don't need to like angle myself at all, depending where I am in the circle. If that makes sense. I want to break up the black a little bit too. I want it black in the center, but not black everywhere. Also, start working on the edges a bit more. Let's go back to a darker red, something like this. You can have some dark on the edges too, it doesn't need to be entirely. Yeah, I just kind of trailed off there, it's okay. Oh, it's messing my eyes a little bit. Let's zoom in a bit too. Craziness. Let's do some darker purples and kind of see where these fit into this. I'll work on the edges a bit more again. Oops. I want the circle to be more perfect too, so I really got to make sure these edges are filled in. And then I can erase my border, my guideline circle here. something like that, and then we'll bring some yellow out. Kind of fill in these edges again. They don't need. I kind of want the complexity to end at the circle, but not the shading completely to end at the circle, if that makes sense. So I can make some small yellow bits here. And that should be okay. I have a vision for this. Go a little bit darker color here. I'm just kind of trying to fill in these more vague areas. Up here especially, I've been neglecting. It's just X's. I'll go to a blue color here. I like blue color. Kind of just break this up more here. And down here it's starting to look kind of awkward because it's not enough detail down there. Go a little bit darker. And make more effort into it's the same. Doing the same thing here. And darker still, I want to get rid of some of this stuff here. I don't want to be exactly black either. Black isn't very interesting. I want it dark. Maybe black, exactly black, right in the very, very center. But that's it. Oh. Part of the exercise here is seeing how much I can do in 1 hour. So on that note, I want to make one more thing here. I'm gonna like center this, copy and paste it, and then rotate it. Is that centered? There you go. Like it does like auto snap into the center. So right here, X marks the spot. Let's do this. I'm gonna push, combine these layers. Kind of put it down there so that it hides it completely. So what I want to do here, I want to take my black color here. Yeah, I just want to make sure I make this black. The center bit needs to be very black. Okay. Okay, yeah. Then I just continue more and more of the same. From here, I wanted to get a little bit brighter. So I want to get rid of some of these whites still. You have some more whites on the edges, that's fine, but not like so close to the center. Almost done with the day's thing here. Brighten it up quite a bit as we reach the edge, though. Still don't want too much white. I don't like the yellow, the oranges either for some reason now. I feel like these should be getting smaller too on my X's, but it's okay. I don't like that one. Let's brighten it up a little bit at the edges here. I want to make these triangle shapes, which is kind of in itself vaguely interesting. I might try to do that tomorrow or later today off camera. Just make these super like these kind of shapes. They feel more natural than the X's do. But pretend you didn't see that, I guess. I don't think anything important popped up. It's okay. Yeah. I want some more variety in the brights on the edges. I want the circle to be very obvious, so I'm going to keep these contained mostly. This is one of those like maximum effort, minimum. I don't know. It's definitely maximum effort art. Minimal brain power, thankfully. So I want to make these maybe a bit bigger. I want to get brighter the further we go out here. There's a couple obvious ways I can improve this. As a kind of a prototype for an idea, if anything, you know. The obvious ways to improve it, like see this cluster of stuff right here. I don't know why I'm like a point of highlighting it. This cluster here is too clustered for what I'm trying to do. Kind of, it look a little bit. It'd look more fitting if it was less so. But it's what it is. We're here. I want this. A little bit darker green on the edges because it's kind of. Kind of like halfway here. We'll go back to a dark red, a little bit brighter than that, like it's kind of burgundy. Are there any colors I'm missing here? I want more blues. I like the Imperial Violet, sure. And get rid of some of these brights still. Go very darker so I can kind of work towards the center again here. I need more variety in the darks too. I want like almost black, just like very vaguely green. Some of these blacks on the edges here can get faded over. I want to say cross-faded, but that's a funny way to put it. I don't know. I don't even drink or smoke anymore. And kind of I want some of these blacks to come further out too from the center here. Oops. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Okay, so my eyes are drawn to a weird spot right here, which I don't like. I need to fix this. I think it's easy to fix. I kind of just do this. Slightly brighter, I do this. Now my eyes are brought over here now, which I don't like this bit. I'll do that, and I'll bring over a darker blue. That kind of fixes that a bit. Eyes are brought over here now. It's easy just doing that, and then a little bit darker. Bring some black out of here too. Do that. Now there's some weird bits on the outer edges of this circle which are fine. Like there's like longer curves. Yeah, that's it for today. Did I say 45? Video 45? I can double check. This is 46. Holy shit. With that, happy, what's the day? Happy Tuesday. Adios, people of the future. Catch you tomorrow.